Hello, welcome back to Ratopia. This is part of the Let's Play, but it will also be a guide on how to use the electricity and technology stuff. Now, the problem with all of this stuff is that you need a lot of space, you need a lot of resources, you need a lot of time, and you need a lot of mice to complete it. So, I recommend you just stick with the rat power generators until you can get a lot of resources to build the other stuff. The wind turbines are good as well, but they don't produce a lot of power, which is the main issue, I'm afraid. As you can see, they require a wide space, which means you cannot put stuff near them, which means you'll even need a lot more space than you already need. But I guess you can put them on the outside, but you'll have to connect them with wires, and this is the main problem. You have to have the transmission wires or the blocks to build it. These the blocks are not here, but oh wait, no, they're over here, transmission blocks. So you either connect them with wires or transmission blocks. Transmission blocks are actually just blocks. You can see not much to say about that, while this one doesn't do much. But the idea is that you can build on the transmission blocks and you can set up the generator or the power box, not the generator. Just consider it the place where you store the energy produced by anything, and that's how the game works. You need somewhere to store the energy, which is a big problem because that means you need a lot of infrastructure. Now, if you want to use the hydroelectric generator, it's not that bad, but look at how this works. So you'll have to use a pump. So basically what you need to do is put, let's say, 3 or 4 generators on a stack of lines. Well, let me show you. I guess it's easier if I don't have them, don't worry. But I can explain it a little better if I show you over here. So you see these things that produce water? Basically what you need to do is create a hydroelectric generator over here and put a hole over here. So the water will drop down over here. You put a block over here and it will go down the thingy, it will power the hydro generator, and then you need to put another hydro generator below and another flowing water thingy. So basically what you need to do is put a generator here and then one over here and then over here. So as the water goes through all of these places, you need... Yeah, it's a lot of work. I don't like it either. Again, it's not going to happen in the beginning of the game where you need all of your research points for other stuff. So you need to use the daily water from the dewars or the rain to make that happen. And again, the problem is it doesn't create that much energy. So this is 10, this is 18. And the red power generator, as you can see, it generates 18 as well. So it's under the same restrictions. The only benefit for having the hydroelectric generator is that you don't need the mice to operate it. But on the other hand, this is so easy, it's a 3x2. You can just put it over here, something like this, and it goes into a battery. And then it powers through wireless means the stations near it. Why would you go through all of that trouble? To create... Yeah, you also need to see these wires as they are going through like that. It's so much more convenient to do it like that. And then you go over here to the power box. By the way, your research points are universal, which means you can either use them to research the religion stuff, the electricity stuff, or just your normal stuff. So this is endgame stuff. Then you go to the parts factory, battery and motors. Then you go to the circuit factory, which as you can see you need iron plates, glass and some other stuff to build the chips. And then the game becomes a little easier. Storage battery. Reduce size with increased capacity. And you might be thinking, wow, that's great, yes, but as you can see, you need a lot of research points. And to get to the storage battery, that means you need to bypass the factory and then the geothermal one, and then you can build it. Now the benefit to this is that it's 1x2, but it still means it's 2. Means it's one space too tall. Well, this is like the... It will look like this, like the Ratron stuff, Ratron recharges. So it would be much better because that means it's 3 times smaller and even less wider. But the idea behind all of this, show you, is that you need these things to be built in certain areas. There's also a problem with this. I guess I should research this as well. Since I kind of left it out of the blue. Then you also have the electric station, the electric elevator, which is great, but if you think about it, you need... Not sure how this works. I guess I'll have to research it and show you a bit later. We'll put it on the research line as well. Maybe in this episode as well. And this is actually the most useful thing I saw from here, because it has a 525% speed bonus as opposed to the normal elevator, which just has 350. So it's not going to be double the speed, but it's going to be a big boost. Let's go back over here. So as you can see, this has a 30 storage capacity, and this will have 60, if I remember correctly, the storage battery. And 60. So it's double the amount, but the problem is you need the batteries, of course. And for the batteries, that means you need to make the parts factory, and for that it means you cannot make the other stuff. Which means you'll have to kind of give up some of your production capacity in the beginning, which means you need to generate even more power to make the stuff you want or need. So yeah, basically you'll have to give up the parts factory to make the motors so you can make the batteries, which means you'll not be able to make the circuit factory and some of the other stuff. Trust me, it's harder than it looks. And you also need the motors for the geothermal generators, which is the only one that gives you a lot of energy, 80. And to get to the solar panel, you need to go through the geothermal anyway, which only generates 15, which is again, operates during the daytime only. 3x3, which is huge if you think about it. Also is like the wind one, but this one seems to require even more space. It has 3 tiles everywhere, so as you can see 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure if this is accurate or not, but I'll just assume it's accurate. Oh, this also has 3 tiles, so I guess you can replace the wind turbines with the solar ones. But think about the problem with this. So not only are you generating, let's say, 15... what? Less than the wind turbines? No, it's not. You're generating 15 per solar panel. That means you would need a much bigger battery, or you might want to make 2 of those storage ones to keep it all in the storage, if that makes sense. Which means to actually use the solar generators, you would need the storage batteries, otherwise you will not have enough space for all of this. So again, you come back to the same problem, not enough space for all of this. By the way, I also have the drone hangars and some of the other stuff. What is the difference between the drone porter, transport items? They dig tunnels? What do you mean they dig tunnels? But that's interesting, I never... Drone hangar. So they can dig, build, repair, demolish, and carry stuff. While these ones will just transport resources from one storage to another. So I guess we'll have to go with the drone hangars. And see, this is the issue. You need to build even more stuff for one of these to work. Oh boy. So as you can see, the power requirements are absolutely off the charts. And besides, this also means that everything you build will need a power box or storage battery. But what's the other catch? The other catch is, as you can see, this is so expensive, even in research post coins and some of the other stuff. You might as well just make the geothermal generator if you are in the endgame, and the circuit factory over here will make the chips. The Ratron plant also needs motors, which is another thing. We're coming back to this thing. How can you make the batteries to build some of these if you're just going to make only motors for the beginning of the endgame? This also will require batteries, the recharges. You also have the repair station, which is... man. And this is 2x2. I guess, why would you not go with the recharges? You also have to make a repair station. I have to remember to make a repair station at some point. Probably I'll destroy one of these and make a repair station over here. And to actually make the Ratrons, besides the power, you need the boots and some of the other stuff, which I'm not sure why they're not making them. I guess my population of mice is just consuming those resources before I even get a chance to make them. Which means I'll just have to camp. The thing is. And then let's go to the final part of the puzzle with energy, if that makes sense. Sorry about the longer introduction. Which is the Tesla Towers. The Tesla Towers seem like it's a miracle technology, but it's not. It's actually even more tedious things. The problem is that they need 6 wide with to be built. So 3 and 6, that means it's very, very tall. And this, oh, by the way, you can use this to see the energy stuff easier, which means you can only build it below one of your levels. So this will mean that the power generating stuff needs its own level. Check. I have the right stuff equipped. Which means I needed to build a separate layer for all of this. But, well, I guess the only thing I don't know is if the storage battery has a bigger area of effect. So all of the energy is transmitted wireless to the buildings. The maximum range is 20, so as you can see it will power only this area. So that means if I just leave it like this, it will work, it will have no problems. And I need to build below it, but I don't want to destroy this beautiful area with the thorn tree and the armadillos and the little water over there. So I want to preserve some of the aesthetics of the game as well. And to connect the towers, you need to have, of course, what do you want? This is the catch. The geothermal ones. Let's go below. Much deeper below. Basically the last level of the game, or the last layer of the game. I build one of the geothermal thingies over here. Another problem is that it will get damaged by the thingies. These things can damage it. It's over here, so be careful you don't accidentally set it on fire. So look at all of this stuff. That's the transmission blocks, because you need to tie that. So you can actually build a Tesla tower on top of the transmission blocks tied to a power box or whatever storage battery. And then it will work. So the generator will not work unless... Geothermal generator. Yeah, it's easier if I go over here like this. Oh, where is the geothermal thingy? Over here. So this means it requires heat, which means it requires lava. This is lava. That doesn't damage the building, that doesn't do anything for buildings, but those things can light it on fire. So it's lava, this is lava. There's no lava on the bottom, which means you need to find the lava tiles like this, and it will actually go below. Yeah, the game is a little cluttered when it comes to stuff like this. So, as you can see, you need a lot of lava to make it work. So even if you find the tile you need, I cannot dig through the lava ones. So this means this was the only location I could build it. And if you're wondering what about the other stuff, well, I guess I can build another one over here and tie it up to that power box and actually make a lot of extra power. This is actually a good idea. Because at some point you'll even be able to export electricity, which might be great for the end game, because you can just sell it instead of other resources. I can easily build one over here and have no trouble. If I try to build it over here, I'm not sure if it will work because it's straight on the lava, which means I would need to mine all of this. Put a transmission block area over here, tie it up to something else, and then hope it will work for the Tesla tower. Now, the way this all works, I believe you need to tie the Tesla tower to the power box. So, in order for this to even start working, you need to tie it to a power box or a battery. And then you need to tie the Tesla tower to the box that gets all of the power, if that makes sense. This would mean I would have to make... Yeah, I would have to put another geothermal generator over there, and over there. I can probably just feed it through here. But there's another catch to all of this. See? You can only put active... see those electricity plug thingies? That means you can only build stuff in those directions. So that means you cannot build power transmission stuff below it or above it. You need to connect it to those wires. So if I put it, let's say, over here, That means I need to take, let's say, that thingy over there and connect it to over here with power blocks or something else. Which is, as you can imagine, kind of annoying. If you cannot build it over here, I'll have to build it over here. Which means I will need to build the power blocks down there. Oh, no. Something like that. And then tie it up to this battery over here. As you can see, the battery being so big is actually an advantage because you can tie it up through many other things. So, if the storage battery is smaller, that means you'll have trouble connecting it. Which means you'll probably have to still make a big power box and then make the storage batteries near it. I think they automatically connect, so that means I can put 2 storage below it. Yeah, I think that will have to be how it works. Is this hard? Yes, it is very hard to understand. I'll make another video where I show all of this, but this is just kind of to explain the basics and why you don't really need the power very early. Actually, it's only usable in the end game, because until then you can completely ignore it. And what do you use all of this for? Well, this will be only used for the elevators, a few Ratrons, and a few drones. I think the drones will be the more useful. The Ratrons seem like they're kind of, I don't know, useless. I don't want to say it like that, but they don't seem to be very useful to me. I don't have any books. This is also a bit weird because I should have books by this point. I guess they'll have more intelligent and more... This is the only difference between them, and keep in mind that they'll not raise their stats. So let's try getting 2 of them. What is the issue with my boots production? I guess I'll just have to be super careful when they finish the boots and take the boots with me and then put it in the thingy. So I'll be sure they actually make the Ratrons I need. Other than that, I think the drones will be the main way to expand the base from now on. Why didn't I do this? Good question. I guess we have to let the water spread through here. Oh no, don't do that! No, don't do that! Oh. The rats. The rats sometimes are annoying. Okay, let's do this defense. I think we have already seen the defense a lot of times, but now I actually tied it up. So yeah, in my opinion the game is over. Not much more I can do, not much more I need to do. I also equip my armor, but I think I'll just... Yeah, it's much better to just run past them and kill them like that. I cannot believe this is much more efficient. Well, I guess if they hit me it's going to be bad. But this works much better than I was expecting. And I guess if I keep the speed sword, it will even be better. I guess I can poison. Okay, this is super easy. What? What happened there? Also trying to build more traps over here, as you can see, but there's not really... Okay, fine. We'll have to build the ladders to build this. Just build it like that, I don't care. Yeah, so I'm working on multiple projects on the game, but the problem is that it's a little slower than I would have liked it. Especially because, like I said, I kind of think I finished the game. Oh no, save the mouse. Not the water. Also wish I could put the ice in my bed so they heal faster. Okay, so the storage battery, yeah, it's the same issues as I thought it would have. So it only has 2 connectors, which means, and it doesn't seem to have a connector above it, so I'm not sure if you can, well, let me show you what I mean. And the power box has 3 on top and 3 on the sides as well, but also below. So that means if you go for the storage battery, it might be a little harder to connect it, because you can only connect maybe 2 to it, maybe 3. Interesting. I also have to make sure that the power is transmitted correctly, and I forgot to check. Oh no. I forgot to check how much power the geothermal is producing. Please tell me you have the boots, all of the boots are gone and they just produce the boots. I guess they're just buying them straight out of the production. I need more stuff in the game. So this is the problematic part of the game. Everything gets built and used up so fast that I don't have enough time to even look at it. Okay, so let's put that over there. Okay, let's do the normal stuff as well. I think this is how the build will remain. That armor is so good. I think that's one of the first dungeons I should do from now on. And I think I might even keep the small sword. Or even that is a good build with the poison. Let's go back to the geothermal one. Store. That will be great for water collecting. Electric lift station was completed. So this is kind of like an endgame electricity guide, and then in the next video I will actually show you all of the things I explained. Oh, you can actually get benefits from your allies, that's cool. Okay. Let me look at how much power that thing is producing and then we'll be back on top. Actually, I think I need to come back over here to make more batteries either way. So it says the efficiency is only 40% because I don't have all of the lava stacks, but I thought this would be much better efficiency. This is producing 32. Oh yeah, this is what I meant. I don't want the mouse to arrive here by accident. I guess the idea is that you don't really need that much power anyway, because even if... Why is the storage 60? No idea, I don't care. Even if you make the batteries, you will not be able to store a lot of power, because it's just better to consume all of the power than just build a big storage facility. But I think I'll just build 2 more batteries over here just so I can prepare for the future. You know what, I'll just leave it like this because I'm pretty sure in the future I'll build more generators over here. Like that. Should I just build it now? Yeah, I think I'll build it right now. So I don't forget about it later. I also wish you could see the efficiency before you build it. Probably it will not be very high efficiency. Okay, let's do it like that. So more batteries, more stuff over here. Leave it alone, you little Pokemon. And that should kind of fix the power supply issue. I'll have to make another geothermal generator in the location I showed you, but that means a lot of terraforming and switching things around. Yeah, power is going to be such an annoying thing to play around with, and the benefits will only be something I could... So basically you do all of this to get better drones and some Ratrons, but at the same time you can just do all of this by hiring a few more mice. Okay, how fast are you doing this? So 30? It's actually pretty fast. What's happening over here? Everything is working according to the plan. I don't have enough time to take care of the religion as well, so this is one of the issues of the game. So related to the power, we'll have the drone hangar. I don't want to mess around with the solar panels. I'll have to build them outside and connect them with power supplies and make a Tesla tower. It's more or less the same thing as the geothermal generators, but at least this one gives me a lot of power, while this one's... How much was that? 40. So that means I will need to build about 3 solar panels. And look at the chip. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're just much better just using the geothermal generators because you need a lot of chips as well. And these are also hard to do. Plus you need the nickel, which is kind of a rare resource. Reminds me to check out this place. I can buy resources. I guess copper is not that expensive, but I'll just buy it. The glass is super expensive. Wow, what's so expensive? I'll just have 6 bottles, why not? And the teeth, I'm just continuing to get nuts. Okay. Oh, come on, finish the boots today. I guess I might as well stand over here and collect some taxes. Oh yeah, I need to put this somewhere else. So yeah, I'll also have to play around with the storage capacity of stuff because I wish there was a stack all resources feature. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, the boots are here. Or no, I think it will just be easier if no, if I don't allow them to take them out, I can just press it like this so we don't allow the mice to take out the resources. They will have some problem with their necessities. Yeah, I think we cannot make more paper. So while I'm here, I have to check out the thing that produces the books. Where is it? No, why? By the way, I can collect the water in one soup if I just change to the pickaxe, but I'm too lazy to go back and change it to the pickaxe. Come on, work already. Yeah, this is a big problem, but at least we're collecting a lot more water. This is horrible. Oh, now I think I have the solution to why making the books is so slow now. How annoying. How annoying are all of these little problems, right? So, in a way, I need the water, but at the same time, I don't need the water to clog up the buildings over here. Okay, let's do this, and then we'll see what else we can do with the other stuff. Because I want to build some Ratrons today. I think I'll need to build a repair station for them as well, because if they get destroyed, we'll lose them forever. Probably. Okay, that's done. Eat the bread. Okay, let's see. No, let's destroy this one. Sorry, you'll be out of a job, but it's okay. You will not... Don't like your job anyway. I need also that copper wire back. Oh boy, that will take a long while to do as well. So now I can assemble a Ratron. Nice. Now also before I start assembling one, remember that you have this thing called the leader skills, leader points over here. And you have the engineer, which means all Ratrons gain +1 to all stats. So this means if I make a Ratron, they'll have 4 agility and 1 strength and 1 intelligence, if this is correctly shown. I think the last 2 points will be headed towards the chef. Big eater and chef. Probably because I want all of the benefits of the food. Titan. Was this hard? Yeah, it's super hard to get to this point. C1. I'm not sure why would you choose this one, because the chips are so expensive. Unless there's something I'm missing. They only have 1 armor. I think they are made out of metal. They should have at least 5 armor in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe the game will still go through some balance changes. Manufacture. Oh, and that's it, they're done. They have a kill switch. Yes, they have the precision assembly. Delicately produced, resulting in improved quality. Yeah, so they have 4 dexterity and 1, which means they have a speed of 112. So why are they not doing anything? Go and work. A for labor. So, oh. How do you get more AIs so it can be deployed on raw materials and production structures? This means it can produce stuff or collect stuff. Oh, that's kind of annoying. So I guess I can only assign it to something. It doesn't do anything on its own. I can overclock it, but... Oh, okay. So there are also a few things I need to mention about the Ratrons. The power supply will end, and that means they need to recharge. If they don't recharge in time, that means they'll stop working, and I might need to move them manually, but... There is also another catch over here. If I'll overclock them, that means they might not even reach the recharger from what some people said, because they think they have enough stamina to reach the recharger, but they'll not reach the recharger. I'm kind of afraid to do the overclocking on them. Strong arms, I guess this makes sense, so this is how you turn them into a battle rat. Oh, you can give them 3 more armor, okay. So that means they have 4 armor and 9 strength and 4 armor. Okay, I see what they mean by that. So if you overclock them with strong arms and composite armor, which means ceramic pottery armor, they'll actually be a very, very strong unit, but at the same time they're kind of expensive. Yeah, might as well just make a rat soldier, right? Why go for all of the hoops and lips to do this? Yeah, it's not going to be worth it, because as you can see we need a lot of stuff like this. Oh, we need another battery to make another one. Oh, and they need to have their... Wow, they need to have their own recharger assigned to them. That's even worse than I thought. Tell me this... Okay. So this can be put on auto. I guess this can also be put on auto for sure. Okay. I guess it's good you have the option of putting every Ratron, every robot rat, to each individual station, but you have to remember to set them on auto, otherwise that will be another issue. I think I'll just make this guy a fisherman, because he doesn't need to eat, sleep, or drink. Well, they don't drink anyway. But I can make him a fisherman, and that means he'll fish and deliver the resources. So this is kind of like the only way to get the anglerfish back to my base as a resource, but I can make them a hunter. Oh, but that's going to be problematic as well, because they'll need to go back to the recharger at some point. I also wish there was a way for you to turn water back from the material into the water, because I definitely want to expand this location over here. Expand it a little bit, make some more water to make it look better. I guess I can make stuff over here. Build a fishing post over here and build a porter over there, but it will also have to be a drone porter. Oh man, it's so useless to be honest, because you need to connect everything to power. So the only reason why I would use the drones and some of the other stuff is to make them go from point A to point B, but if they need a power supply, that limits their utility so much. Because I would need also to build a Tesla tower over there, so I build a recharger and... Oh, that's a weird bug. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just very hard to use these new technologies, to be honest. And why, or to what would I assign them? I guess I could make the rat a porter. But let's assign... I cannot assign the rat robot to this one, why? I don't get it. Yeah, I'll have to look better at the Ratrons, but I thought you can assign them to buildings to work, but it doesn't seem like you can assign them. I don't see them in the list. Yeah, I also have problems with the Umbra and Circle if I'm not careful. Okay, this is weird. Basically I have the Ratrons, but I'm not sure how to use them or where to use them. The rats look very weird. Why is he sleeping over there? Wait, did I put all of the beds on auto? I think I did. Yeah, there, okay. So can I assign the robot over here? No. Meh. Okay, so I have a Ratron, a rat robot. Now what do I do with it? Is it bugged? It might be bugged, I don't know. All of these production facilities and I don't know how to use the rat. State. Doesn't have another state like gather resources. That's something I can research to maybe get new technologies for them so I can give them more AI, but no, there's not, because this is the Ratron stuff and that. Oh well, what can I say? So that's that for them. I think the best option would be to just build a joy box, which is just a TV station, a TV. Just needs a little bit of power. I'm not sure what the range of the building is, but it seems like that's the best way. That's the best way to do it. Oh, but you need the broadcast studio, and then you need the joy boxes. Wait, so they provide... I don't know how this works exactly. Let's research that. That's another 7. Just have to build an advanced laboratory. But okay, I'm thinking out loud over here because I will need to build it like that. Okay, we'll build the advanced laboratory because it seems like that's the only thing I'm missing in a way. So disappointed with all of this Ratron stuff, it seems like it's not that useful. Oh, I need... rats and... Okay, let's take this area. I'm sure they will build this in a very timely fashion. Yeah, I don't really understand why I cannot assign this guy to do anything. That's labor. It seems like they're all designed for labor. Production structure, so maybe it can only be assigned to production structures or raw resources. Can I assign it over here? No, it doesn't allow me to do that. Oh, I see. Oh, I missed this thing over here. Oh, so it has a different tab. Oh, well, that explains things. So... ah... so syrup... do I need sulfur? I don't think I need sulfur. No, just gather everything. I'm not sure how this works. But this might make the trees unavailable to cut down. It doesn't matter. Oh, I like it when they put the fertilizer and then they give it a little tap. Yeah, okay, so the Ratrons are kind of useless, to be honest. You might as well just recruit more Ratizens, which are more versatile. Actually, I think I want to see how this looks. Where is the glass? Oh, it's over here. Okay. And as you can see, my queen is basically not leveling anymore because I'm not doing anything else except walk around. I think I need a bigger supply of glass. It will come. It will come, don't worry about it. So I've been using the school to boost my intelligence. But it's super slow right now because I'm not doing any work. So as you can see, the strength and dexterity are very high, but they're much harder to level up from this point. Also, some of this technology stuff is super slow to build, so enjoy watching something like this for 30 seconds, hammering at this for... I don't know. I think the game is great as it is, but it definitely needs more content, more balance, and more, I don't know, achievements or something. Because there's no way you would use all of this electricity stuff as it is. What was that? Oh, I had this... okay, I had the tasks to build one of these things. Actually, I'll keep the electric laboratory and also keep the other one. The normal one. Okay, I can give them 2000 for that. And the other issue is that I need to get into exploration back. I need to get back into exploration because I want to do some of the endgame fighting stuff. But that's going to be super hard at my current rate. Over 5 Ratrons. Leave me alone, I don't care. It's like it's useless to have so many Ratrons because they can only do certain jobs, and that's a fun little animation. And to assign them, it will be... man. Yeah, they don't have the stats for any of this. Philip has 5 intelligence. Yeah, Matilda will be much better at the job. How intelligent is Camila over here? 15 intelligence, yeah, I think this is my first rat. Almost my first one. My first mouse. Yeah, so the game is super interesting and super cool as it is, but as you see, you reach this point where you basically have nothing else left to do. You tinker with the other systems, which can be super annoying to deal with. Also, so my 2 main goals right now will be exploring the rest of the land, and 2, getting a lot of money. You see the sharp tooth over there. Oh, so that's where you can see them. Nice. I will probably buy some of this, just so I have a few spares. I cannot... Well, I don't think many can use the silk dresses, but we'll just take them. Sure, why not? I can sell the books, so what is the most expensive thing I can sell? The jewelry, but I don't produce that. I also should set up trading. I guess I can sell joy powder or some of the other stuff, but it's pretty hard to collect as it is. Glasscraft, oh, you can even get glasscraft. Let's make a new contract to export rabbits. Let's say I want to export 50 bunnies. Oh, you have to select the storage with the bunnies. Maybe that's why it didn't work the first time I tried it. Oh, okay, so that's why it didn't work the first time I signed the contract. So we'll export 50 bunnies. Nice. And that's for exploration. I really want to explore more, but I don't have the mice power to do it. Yeah, I guess that's it for today. See you next time. Bye bye.